lost. They're super close geographically. Also, they've established themselves over the years as really the top two teams in this region.
Two wildly respected head coaches in Tony Eady for North Charleston, Garrett Campbell and Philip Simmons. But they've got true star power, specifically on that Philip Simmons sideline. Some D1 attention for Robert Watson.
No question about it. He is the guy that drives the ship for them. He is the guy everything goes through as a guard. He can shoot it, he can distribute. Already with an offer from SC State and some heavy looks from VMI. So respected coaches in the area know all about Robert Watson, a 4-year starter for Philip Simmons.
For the North Charleston sideline, a really similar player to Marco Simpson, who's averaging close to 11, 4, and 3 tonight.
Yeah, no question. Tony Eady says he's a guy that's going to start getting the offers. He's kind of a late bloomer, but people are knowing about him now. He suffered an ankle injury earlier in the year, but he is ready to roll. He is playing well, and it all goes through him. So two outstanding point guards in this game tonight.
Two conference teams that are undefeated in the region. Push comes to shove, someone's going home with an L tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's a Thursday night in the Low Country. Where else would you want to be? Iron Horses, Cougars, coming up next.
This is Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
Sinclair broadcasts and provides some Friday Night Hoops on a Thursday. It's Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. A little conference matchup, the Philip Simmons Iron Horses, the North Charleston Cougars. Jack Lockshaw alongside the court with my man, the sports legend in the Low Country, Scott Eisberg. Scotty, a conference matchup, rivalry, it's pretty tense. We're excited for a big-time matchup. We're due for a wait after last Friday's delay.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The storm never came, but we get double the storm this week. And I'll tell you what, these two teams, no love lost. They're super close geographically. Also, they've established themselves over the years as really the top two teams in this region.
Two wildly respected head coaches in Tony Eady for North Charleston, Garrett Campbell with Philip Simmons. But they've got true star power, specifically on that Philip Simmons sideline. Some D1 attention for Robert Watson.
No question about it. He is the guy that drives the ship for them. He is the guy everything goes through as a guard. He can shoot it, he can distribute. Already with an offer from SC State, some heavy looks from VMI. So respected coaches in the area know all about Robert Watson, a four-year starter for Philip Simmons.
For the North Charleston sideline, a really similar player to Marco Simpson, who's averaging close to 11, 4, and 3 a night.
Yeah, no question. Tony Eady says he's a guy that's going to start getting the offers. He's kind of a late bloomer, but people are knowing about him now. He suffered an ankle injury earlier in the year, but he is ready to roll. He is playing well, and it all goes through him. So two outstanding point guards in this game tonight.
Two conference teams that are undefeated in the region. Push comes to shove, someone's going home with an L tonight. Don't go anywhere. It's a Thursday night in the Low Country. Where else would you want to be? Iron Horses, Cougars, coming up next. It's Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. We welcome you back into North Charleston High School. Scotty, we're trying to develop a little bit of a name here. I don't know if it's the Cougar Den or what.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's probably been named. The school's been here for a couple of years. It's probably been called the Cougar Den a couple of times. I say let's just roll with it.
I like it. A once legendary host of the round ball tournament during Christmas break.
Now the North Charleston Athletic Complex, which is beautiful and has a lot of parking, hosts it. But we are underway, high school basketball on a Thursday night.
A little bit of confusion on the Philip Simmons end, which way they were heading. The tip won by, yes, the Michael Jordan, assisted in the Mr. Sparky 3, knocked down by Ethan Coben Willis. We're off to the races. Willis yet again rebounded almost immediately by Richard Hazel III in exactly the start that the Cougars were looking for.
I mean, if you want to ask, the first thing that Tony Edey told us on our conference call this week was Ethan Coben-Willis needs to hit three-point shots, and he did just that literally 5 seconds into the game. That's exactly how North Charleston wanted to start it. Nice defensive possession, and now Ethan Coben-Willis gets to the line. That's exactly the start that Tony Edey drew up.
Richard Hazel knocks down our first Rapid Repairs free throw of the night. If your home needs repairs, call Rapid Repairs. A little bit of an unorthodox start after Michael Jordan won the tip. Philip Simmons, you kind of see backing up on defense with Titus Peterson.
Yeah. Part of that might just be to blame the TV broadcast. Nobody really knows what to do. It's kind of that weird, the spotlight is on us. They don't know about that couple-minute break they're going to get in between warm-ups and the actual broadcast starting, so they're kind of standing around. So maybe we can chalk that up to us.
Okay, well, we'll wear it, because Tony Edey this week, he told us a little bit worried about how our guys are going to perform under the lights this evening, and boy, they've gotten off to a great start.
Yeah, Edey said, thank you for broadcasting the game. And I think you responded with, well, do you like having the broadcast? And he just said, thank you for broadcasting the game.
Very appreciative and opportunity of a lifetime for these young student athletes. We thank our sponsors for being able to shine light on some of the low country's finest. These are two of the finest teams in the region. Both heading into this matchup as we take a look at Garrett Campbell in his 7th season at Philip Simmons, the Myrtle Beach graduate, a college of Charleston alum. He played for Bobby Cremins. He's instilled a lot of those philosophies and methods in his current coaching style, especially in pioneering this program. He's been head coach all 7 years at the varsity level.
Yeah, he says if you were to draw it up for him, he's a nice mix between Bobby Cremins and Ronnie Dupree. Those are his two mentors. One was his coach, and one was the head coach he worked under at West Ashley High School. He said he molds his coaching after those two.
Take a look at the legendary Tony Edey. 2nd stint back at North Charleston. He just captured his 500th career win. No smiles quite yet due to the start, but Edey a legend more.
Yeah, totally down low about it. Never mentioned that he was a 500-game winner. He is sitting on 500, but one of his assistants reached out to us this week and said, he's not going to tell you, but we will tell you.
Well, I think it's our duty to tell you a little bit about this young man. He was our player to watch. That's Robert R.J. Watson.
He's the guy for Philip Simmons. Everything goes through him. 4-year starter, senior leader, Division I prospect, scored 27 last week. He's the kind of guy that you base a team on. Everything circles around Robert Watson.
Watson out in transition. He's averaging 18, 4.5 rebounds. Close to 3 assists. And how about that corner 3 knocked down by Weston Cogshaw at Mr. Sparky 3. All of a sudden, you're going to see a lot of different names and faces. It all facilitates through Watson, but there's a lot of seniors around him that have played lots of quality minutes for Campbell's squad.
Yeah, Cogshaw's not known as an outside shooter per se. He's just kind of a wing that could do it all.
Well, this young man, well, he is known for his ability to light it up. Averages 4.5 points a game. He's a streaky shooter, and he's knocked down his first 2. That's Ethan Coben-Willis. He's up to 6.
I feel like if Michael Jordan's already on this team and Ethan Coben-Willis is wearing rec specs, that we got to call him Horace Grant, right? He plays nothing like Horace Grant, but he does wear rec specs.
I like it. There's a South Carolina guy, Horace Grant.
Yep, Clemson Tiger.
Philip Simmons sitting back in that 2-3 zone. I'll introduce you to the starting lineups here in just a bit. Marco Simpson, hand of a rock, senior, 6'1", 150 pounds, long, wire young man. He finds the big fella down low. That's Richard Hazel, the 3rd. Strong finish up the rim.
Richard Hazel, an alum? It's the son of an alum, I should say. His dad sits on the bench. He's a former player for the North Charleston Cougars. Kind of a cool deal when guys who played for Tony Edey now get to bring their sons to play here, and then they coach under him. It's all kind of a nice full circle moment.
And we're going to introduce you to that North Charleston starting lineup, show you some of those father-son relationships. But for Philip Simmons, it's Weston Cogshaw, Micah Mack, Carlio Jenkins, Titus Peterson, and the man Robert Watson as well. North Charleston, Honore Grant, Marco Simpson, Ethan Coben-Willis, Richard Hazel III, And rounding out the big fella, anchoring in the paint, Michael Jordan.
And if you were wondering, no, he does not lean into the Michael Jordan thing at all. Tony Eady says he completely just dismisses it, does not lean into it, doesn't act like Michael Jordan. He just has the name.
How about the block? Defense turns the offense and pinned up against the glass. Carlio Jenkins. Talk your talk, young man.
Yeah, Todd. Huge play by Carlio Jenkins right there. Jenkins has that football body. He's got great athleticism. Garrett Campbell loves his energy, calls him the heart and soul of the team.
An emotional leader. Plays with a lot of emotion. Wears it like a sleeve and badge of honor. He's getting ready to take a charge, and honoring Grant's got, man, you know what? I got that Euro step in the bag. Grant, another really talented backcourt member. We'll talk about a ton tonight alongside Marco Simpson.
Yeah, we saw an up-tempo type, high-scoring game last time we broadcast between Somerville and Fort, but the difference is these guys have played the entire game. David Long was subbing 5 in, 5 in, 5 in, 5 out. This game is just, you know, these guys. So if they continue to play at this pace, they might fatigue a little bit. It's not like Somerville where it's just constant substitutions.
Look at the control, the pace of play. R.J. Watson up to 5. You can see the game just looks like it's in slow motion for the 4-year starter.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He is a absolute Division I player, Garrett Campbell says, and Garrett Campbell should know he played Division I basketball himself. You just don't want everything to go through him. You know it has to, but you also want to get other guys touches, because if he has to come out of the game, if he does get in foul trouble, if he does get injured, you need to have other guys who are able to step up. He's the guy who could do it all by himself if he needs to, but you just don't want to rely on somebody that much.
Coben Willis in the corner again. Another one. Trey. Keep Coben Willis off to a 3-for-3 start. He is Mr. Sparky this afternoon.
9 points for Coben Willis in the first 6 minutes of the game, and that just plays right into Tony Eady's game plan.
We're going to take our first media timeout. A quick shooting start thanks to the help of Ethan Covers. Willis, 14-10, Cougars. Well, how can we not talk about it? I'm not sure if it's a copyright infringement, but a little Rihanna, Make It Rain. Even Coben Willis, have yourself a start to the ballgame. The 3 threes, and he has made himself at home in that corner.
Yeah, I don't know many Rihanna references, but I'll go with the Hootie and the Blowfish reference. He's drowning in three-pointers just because, you know, you and I, Jack, we're different generations as far as music goes. I got nothing on Rihanna, nothing.
I don't know, man. My first concert was Hootie. I was trying to appeal to a younger crowd.
Daniel Island?
Oh, yeah, come on. Credit one, which was Family
literally
Circle.
right between these two schools. How well does that fit in? The geographic center between these two schools. Beautifully
said. Garrett Campbell centering that defense a little bit differently coming out of the timeout. This time they're in that 3-2, having to take away the 3 ball. North Charleston slow and steady, looking for some guidance from Tony Eady as Marco Simpson will run the offense at the top of the key. Oh my goodness, he found another one in the corner. This one rattles in and out. Willis, his first miss of the afternoon.
And that's really the first shot that's at all contested. All the other ones have been pretty wide open looks for him, and that's obviously his spot, you know, there in the corner. He goes right to it. You know, if you're Phillip Simmons, you got to at least get a hand up and contest the shot because you know how good he is from that spot.
Scotty, when we dive into our keys, marksman is going to be one of them. Fair to say that Ethan Coben Willis has listened to your advice. Titus Peterson from the top of the key. Won't go, and Marco Simpson off to the races. Willis yet again starting to come back to earth as he misses his 5th three of the night. And all of a sudden, this track meet has no plans of slowing down. Watson to the corner. Phillip Simmons moving the ball well. Clean and efficient. The number 3's on the floor. I told you he averages 18 a night. It's so rare to see a player so selfless. 3 assists to just half a turnover a game. An incredible assist-to-turnover ratio. As Titus Peterson said, all right, Mr. Willis, I see you and I match you. That's his first corner 3. He's up to 5.
Titus Peterson, a really interesting story. He is adopted from Africa. He was born in Africa, came over when he was 2 years old, and he's been with his adopted family since then, and obviously done very, very well here in the United States. Now it's been a long time that he's here now, but it's just an interesting story. Everyone's got a tale behind them. You don't know what somebody's been through in the past, where they've come from. So I love that story that Garrett Campbell brought that up to us right away. 8 points a game for him, does a really nice job, has a great basketball body, has just obviously works out pretty well and lifts some weights. He's got some strength, he's got some speed. He's got a lot for the Phillip Simmons Iron Horses.
He's a true scorer, always looking towards the rim. 2-year starter, and they're going to feed him again. Ooh, how about the floater? Peterson up to 7. That'll be the end of the first quarter, and Titus Peterson ending the first quarter in a flurry. 15-14 was a 7-0 run from the Iron Horses. Left a sweet touch. Titus Peterson floater, taking it to the second. Welcome you back into North Charleston High School. Let's go ahead and dive into tonight's keys of the game. Brought to you by Cruz Chevy on Rivers. Just north of the Northwoods Mall, you've got a friend in Cruz Chevrolet. What you got for me, Scotty?
Yeah, Phillip Simmons, you got to go boogity, boogity, boogity. You got to work with the speed that North Charleston's giving you. You got to be able to contain them. And then the 3 C's, you termed them the 3 C's. You want to say what you've got for the 3 C's?
A little calm, cool, and collected. Don't let the crazy tempo and pace of Tony Eady take you out of your blueprint.
And the key for North Charleston was shoot the ball well. Ethan Coben Willis, and he's done exactly that. First quarter, 3 3-pointers to open it up, 9 points. So both teams really playing to their strengths right now and playing to their game plan.
Great on-ball defense from Tyrell Gaston. Just better offense from R.J. Watson. 2 strong West Shore home points to the paint. America's most admired home remodeling brand. Got a weird feeling. That R.J. Watson's going to set up maybe a proverbial home in that paint tonight. He's already got 7.
Yeah, does a nice job, plays exactly like Garrett Campbell said he would. I think he's one of those guys you just don't worry about. You put him out there and you know he's going to be a coach on the court. You know he knows what he's doing. He knows the playbook inside and out. He's the kind of guy you just rely on. But like I said earlier, you can't rely too much on him, and that's where Titus Peterson showed up and played really well so far, taking some of the scoring load off of him.
Hey, how about the deep three? Words for the bench from Marco Simpson. That was from the parking lot.
Yeah, that was a deep, deep shot taken with confidence. But that's what Tony Edey likes. He likes his guys to take risks, play hard, but smart, but also take those risks. Why not?
Marco Simpson's dad was on that 1997 state championship team. Marco Sr., a lot like Pops, chasing a ring. He plays a lot of confidence, and he had some words for that Iron Horse bench.
Yeah, he kind of gave him the stare down for a second there. Hey, look, it's all in good fun. Nothing was done. Nobody said anything, too inflammatory. It was all good.
I think it's just confidence. It's swagger. You want your superstar to play with that kind of edge. Exactly what Marco Simpson brings to the table. They're not scared to shoot the three ball tonight.
And I'll tell you what, when you talk about just swagger, you talk Tony Edey. They kind of take that from their head coach. He's been doing this so long. Everybody in town knows him. He's got that flair. You interview Tony Edey, you never know what he's going to say. Some legendary matchups in this gym. Him against Earl Brown, Burke, North Charleston. Great rivalry stuff. 500 career wins. Left here after almost 20 years. Went to First Baptist, started his own prep school. And then, home is where the heart is. And he decided to come back. And that's exactly what he did.
Quick little foul on the inbounds. Looks like you're going to get that on Xavier Capers. He just checked in the ball game. Checking in for Philip Simmons was Corbin Driggers and Travaris Walker. A couple marksmen coming off of the bench. Philip Simmons looking to match the three-point efforts of North Charleston. And we were getting ourselves ready for this matchup. We knew that these were two really talented offensive teams. Philip Simmons is going to turn it over. Owen Jenkins got his feet caught up amongst the defender. But man, I don't know if we were ready for this level of precision as Marco Simpson yet again, this time a little off the mark, but we knew they liked to shoot, but they got off to a really precise start.
They really have. The shooting percentages are high, and confidence breeds confidence, especially when you're on TV and you know the spotlight's on you, especially on a Thursday night. They know other players around the low country are watching this tonight. They've got the night off. Everyone's getting ready for their games tomorrow. So it's a primetime spot for two smaller schools. A lot of times we'll broadcast the 5A teams. These are some smaller schools who are getting the spotlight. Love to see that, although Philip Simmons especially is growing tremendously. I mean, there is a ton of room left in that building for them to grow. I think when all is said and done, they're going to be a 5A school, especially with the building and all the development off of Clements Ferry Road.
Without question. What Garrett Campbell, he kind of mentioned what Eric Bendig on the football side has been able to do in such a short amount of time.
Yep.
7 years feels like a long time, but really just in their infancy in their program. Get a proverbial powerhouse in that region year in and year out.
Yeah, that's the kind of school where coaches like coaching. They're really well supported. Their principal, Chris Buchholz, their athletics director, Dan Minkin, really support them. They've got the great Under Armour deal. They've got all the facilities that they could want. They've got a captive audience, if you will, kids who want to play, parents who want to help. So many things are going well for them at Philip Simmons. They want to just keep that rolling, and coaches stay. And when they stay, you see them build a program. Bendig has done it, and obviously Garrett's done it as well.
Back-to-back possessions where Robert Watson's drawn a foul. That last one was on Henri Grant, their starting point guard. That's his second storyline. We'll have to keep an eye on Grant. So crucial to North Charleston, what they do offensively and defensively. And it's on full display as he forces Watson to pick up his dribble. He drags that pivot foot and travel it. And just the third turnover in the first half. It's like it's flying by.
Really is. It's been a pretty clean half. A couple of fouls here and there, but it's not one of these, I don't know if you watched the South Carolina game the other night. 63 fouls in the game. Like, that just takes the attention and takes the flow out of a basketball game. It hasn't been anything like that here. Yeah, a couple of fouls, but not anything out of the ordinary crazy.
So our officiating crew's done a fantastic job, and just 4 whistles that kept it clean. We know that this is a rivalry, 2 teams fighting for a region championship. winner of tonight really puts yourself in the driver's seat. A season ago on Sinclair's broadcast, driven by Crew Chevrolet, it was this matchup. It was our lone buzzer beater of the season. Phil Simmons hitting a buzzer beater to beat North Charleston. They'd go on to win the region. Tonight, Marcus Simmons and company got other thoughts. That's a Mr. Sparky 3 regaining North Charleston lead back to 3.
You know, Simmons is one of those guys that hasn't played a ton, but Tony Edie said you got to watch out for him when he's on the court.
He's got another rebound. But you're right, he's that guy that's kind of the fifth name you forget about, but can really impact the game. Averages 5 points a night, 3 rebounds, but 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks a game as well. A miss from the corner from just a freshman, Raymond Middleton, checking in for the first time. Freshman with a huge ceiling. Tony Edie said he's really excited about the future of Middleton. We're really excited about the future of this dude. On a Thursday night at 8:30, yeah, sure, the bank's open for R.J. Watson. He's got 10.
He put that up there with confidence, and it went. So, no question about it. Not the way you draw it up, it doesn't really matter how you draw anything.
He doesn't look surprised, neither are we.
Yeah, exactly.
North Charleston looking to answer, and a 3 from Marcus Simmons won't go. We said the 3 C's, calm, cool, collected. He's a superstar, but the game's in slow motion for number 3. You mentioned Scotty just picking up an offer from South Carolina State. Brought him to tears. Had the opportunity to play at the next level. It felt like a no-brainer, but he stayed in college basketball. He just didn't know.
That is the hardest thing for guys now, is picking up offers out of high school because of the transfer portal, coming off that COVID extra year. It's a really difficult thing because coaches want age, they want experience, and high school kids don't have it compared to JUCO or transfers.
Well, the low country, we want this young man. How about the 3 ball from deep? He's on a 7-0 run by himself. R.J. Watson, the superstar, he's living up to the bill. It's Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Crew Chevrolet. So we're looking at Garrett Campbell and the Iron Horses. His 7th season. He's been here since the start of the program. When you talk about a guy like R.J. Watson, who's been a 4-year starter since his freshman year, he's played with the likes of Mark and Miles, Height, the brothers. They had a duo tandem that's actually leading this program in scoring all time. He was never really the central focal point until this season. And boy, is he taking this duty and opportunity and run with it.
That's what you got to do when you get that opportunity that you wait for. I mean, that's the nice thing about high school. Is that, yeah, sure, guys transfer a little bit, but for the most part, it's not like a college thing where you wait 3 years and then all of a sudden they bring in a grad transfer who takes your spot. You work your way through the system. Coaches respect that. And that's exactly what he's done. And he's built his body, he's built his game, his frame, everything catches up. And here he is now, a Division I prospect for sure. And I was going to say, the tie there, he just got the offer from VMI. the head coach at VMI is Andrew Wilson, who was an assistant coach for Garrett Campbell at College of Charleston. So it is nice when you have those connections. Garrett Campbell played for guys who are head coaches now. Two of them are doing a heck of a job. Andrew Wilson and Mark Byington, and James Madison, who had a top 20 team for much of the season so far.
A couple crazy buzzer-beating finishes, reminiscent of the one last year. Is Campbell going to call a quick timeout? We talked about the fast tempo, craziness of pace from Tony Edey, the press getting the better of him in that situation.
Yeah, smart timeout, and you've got plenty of them to take. That's the thing. It's like these guys are never running out of timeouts. You've got plenty of them, plus you've got the media timeouts thrown in. So take the timeouts when you need them. You don't want to, in a game like this, 22-20, any possession matters. You don't want to give up a possession, period. So smart move there for Garrett Campbell. Really analytical coach. Love talking to him. I always enjoy talking basketball with him. He's done a really, really good job and really cares about the team and the kids. And, you know, I would love to see him succeed at Philip Simmons, because you can tell he really puts everything into it, both as a teacher and as a coach.
You mentioned both of these teams coming into this matchup 3-0 in region play. Tony Edey opting for Middleton to come out and guard Washington. Does a great job as the young freshman Raymond Middleton. Great on-ball defense to force the miss. Cougars back out on a roll. Middleton with a nice dish. A fine. Richard Hazel the third with a sweet finish. Tie this thing up.
And it is Tony Edey's birthday.
Put back finish no good. But it's about on brand, right? He's got his fifth 500 win. Didn't seem to mention it this week.
And he looks great for 30 years old. He really looks fantastic.
They're winning him over. Irvin Willis misses that deep three. Ball game knotted up at 22 apiece.
And I'll tell you what, if you look at the bench at North Charleston, his top assistant is one of the best players I've ever seen come out of our area. Denzel Myers was an outstanding player for Tony Edey here at North Charleston, and Jimmy Brown on the football field as well. He was just a star athlete, and so Tony Edey says it's been awesome to watch him develop as a coach as well.
Well, you know, his fingerprints were all over that inbounds play, that nice backdoor. It's on replay brought to you by Willie Gray. Nice finish, but a better find from the young freshman Raymond Middleton. Carlio Jenkins at the top of the key. Great hesitation move. Tough finish at the rim. Can't get it to go, but he'll head to the charity strike. Great move, and the foul on Richard Hazel the third, his first.
Carlio Jenkins just can be an animal on the boards, and they need him to be, because he's got the athleticism to get up there. He's got the strength and the physicality. He's what you want. He's undersized for a big guy. He's not a big guy, but he plays much bigger than he is.
He's averaging 9 points and 3 rebounds, and I haven't really said he's needing a ton, which really is within credit to this Philip Simmons offense, where they've got guys. How does Peterson averaging tonight? Weston Cottrell averaging 7. Jenkins up to 9. Micah Mack up to 9. They can beat you in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, they're a very good ball club. I think we knew more about Philip Simmons coming in than North Charleston. North Charleston's roster and their lineup has kind of shuffled a lot this year. Now it seems to be what they're going with and what they believe they'll end with. But we didn't know as much about North Charleston because there's just not as much of a sample size so far this season.
Thank you! Marco Simpson, he was looking for Michael Jordan on that low block. Little miscommunication as the zone is kind of giving him a different look every time down. But 2 points, Scotty. I mean, this is Philip Simmons' roster that's starting 5 seniors.
Yeah.
Not only have these guys played together all year long, as this has been a consistent starting 5, but they've played together the last 4 seasons, whether it be B team, JV. They've built a full program. But as you can see, North Charleston is kind of finding their own as they get into region play. They make up for with playing with a ton of emotion and passion.
Yeah, I mean, heck, Philip Simmons doesn't even have an underclassman. I mean, that says it all right there. So many coaches say, oh, we're so young, we're so young. There is no excuse from Garrett Campbell. They're old.
It's an old group, and let's see if the youth of North Charleston will hold for the final shot. Michael Jordan's working that high block in the zone. Great hands from Micah Mack. It's Peterson out on the run. He's going to go right at, are you kidding me, Marco Simpson. Not only to block it, but to keep it in bounds. He's shuffling. Raymond Middleton up at the rim. Nasty block from Carlio Jenkins.
I think we just got a technical call.
Really?
I think he just called a technical, some sort of a taunting technical he called.
How about the play from Marco Simpson? He's going to go coast to coast. How about the no look at the end of the play to Raymond Middleton? Clean block, and let's see. Man, I got to tell you,
So Robert Watson was complaining, but I think it was on Carlio Jenkins, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're sorting it out at the table right now. I definitely saw the T hands go up, but I don't know. Garrett Campbell is discussing this because I don't think he agrees with the call either, especially right before the half. You don't want to give up that point that could tie the game.
I was going to say, I didn't see anything malintent, but he pointed directly at Robert Watson. Our scoreboard here in the building, great shot from our cameraman, Chris, our Mr. Do-It-All guy. The ball actually hits him. We told you the emotion and passion in Carlio Jenkins. It didn't feel like it was directed at Raymond Middleton, and I think that's the conversation that Garrett Campbell's having right now. And with 7 seconds left in the half, this is a really pivotal moment of the game, and we'll make sure to let you know at home.
The scoreboard says number 10 on the player foul, so that would be Carlio, which I would have thought. He yelled out the scream, but I mean, there was no obscenities or anything like that. I think it was just a scream of, yeah, I did that. You know, he didn't point the finger in the guy's face or anything like that.
Which we saw, by the way, a really similar block where he pinned it up in the glass in the first quarter. Same type of emotion and fist pump that we saw. If they get this on Carlio Jenkins, it would just be his first. Obviously, in high school ranks as well, a second technical would eject him from the game. Clean block. Emotion not directed at him.
Yeah, he just yelled at the wall, so I'm not really sure what we got.
Yeah, we're going to get some info right now.
Philip Simmons.
So we're being informed, thanks for holding on with us, trying to do some multitasking as Raymond Middleton heads to the line. They initially called a foul on Carlio Jenkins on the shot. Then they're going to get Carlio Jenkins with a technical foul based off of the reaction. I think because, unbeknownst to us as well, we were unaware that Carlio Jenkins was going to be charged with a personal foul. They think that the emotion incited was because of the foul call.
Gotcha. I think you're exactly right about that. He didn't believe he should have had the foul called against him. He thought it was a clean block. I think you said it was a clean block as well. It was close. I mean, it was what it was, but the ref made his call. And watching the replay 4 or 5 times over, the refs don't have that liberty to watch it or that ability. They're not allowed to watch the replay. I think he was just kind of yelling out of, I guess it was frustration.
And our officiating crew has done a fantastic job tonight, so I think that's a situation where there's a little miscommunication between Jenkins and the official. I don't think Jenkins saw the foul call. I think he was just celebrating the block.
Yep.
I think the officiating took the reaction as like, whoa, are you yelling at me? So that will be 2 charged personal fouls on Carlio Jenkins. We saw Raymond Middleton heading to the line, the first 2 free throws before the personal foul. These 2 for Marco Simpson are for the technical. He's able to knock down both from the line. As Ratson repairs free throws 3 in a row to the dismay, and Garrett Campbell, quite the swing heading into the line.
That's just a momentum shift before the half that you don't want. I felt like Philip Simmons had the momentum, and the North Charleston got it. If they knock out that shot, they'll really have it, but they didn't.
3 to go for Cogshaw. He's going to take a 3, and it's going to be blocked by Marco Simpson. Another stare down for Simpson. Tempers are flaring a bit. They're going to head to the respective locker room. You're not going to go anywhere. This thing's just getting going. Willard Gray Opportunity School Hoops driven by Crew Chevrolet. North Charleston, the home squad, 25-23 lead. To the Dentals Implant halftime report on the other side of this break.
Welcome to the Doctor's Implants Halftime Report, empowering people through full mouth dental implants.
Each week, the Thumbs Up guys are proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. The student selected will have an opportunity to win a $2,500 scholarship at the end of the season. Tonight's scholar athletes are first up. It's Miss Bridget Fee with a 5.266 GPA. I didn't know a cumulative GPA could go that high. A member of the varsity volleyball team, she was a lower state champion a season ago, an all-region player in the 2022-2023 campaign, and also a captain of that said team. In the community, she volunteers for Amore Healing Kitchen, works for the Low Country Street Grocery, is a member of the Beta Club, and also the National Honor Society. Over on the North Charleston sideline, it's Jaden Williams at 4.2 GPA. We'll see Jaden out on the hardwood tonight. Jaden is the most improved player on last season's 2022 campaign. And in the community, donates clothes to multiple food drives and it provides free child care over Christmas and Thanksgiving break to hundreds in the North Charleston community. Congratulations to Jaden and Bridget, this week's Thumbs Up Guys Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Welcome back, talking our scholar athlete now with Brandon Dawson from the Thumbs Up Guys, and we are talking scholar athletes with a scholar here, but somebody who really wants to impact the community. You were talking earlier about 10,000 affected. What is your goal for 2024?
Yeah, so obviously each quarter that means we got to impact 2,500 people. We've got some great community sponsors we're going to try to be working with. So from Low Country Food Bank, the backpack giveaways. We're looking for other great community involved, hyper local sponsors that we can work with to give back. So, we've been asking the community, give us some feedback. Who should we go help? Let us know so we can go help you and your community.
You're not just in the court, you really are in the community. How important is it to be out there with the folks that you are ultimately representing? Yeah.
But for the Charleston community, we aren't where we are today, right? So we've been so blessed to be able to work with thousands of people here in the local community. So we feel like it's our obligation and our honor to be able to give back to the community and help them.
One way they're doing it, the scholar athlete presenting it each and every year, football and basketball. Looking forward to presenting it at the end of the season. For the Thumbs Up Guys, I'm Scott Eisberg. We'll end it right here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Let's talk a little bit of academics to go along with the athletics. And tonight we are joined by North Charleston Assistant Principal Nate Pearson, doing a heck of a job here with the Cougars. And when I say academics, how proud are you of what this team is accomplishing and what the school is accomplishing right now?
I mean, since I first got here 16 years ago, we've traveled. We've gotten a lot better academically. Mr. Darby has really put in the community and really pulled awesome teachers. We have amazing students here who are doing great things here, and I'm proud of our athletes. Our athletes right now are doing well academically, as well as in the court and the field.
And I guess that's one of those things. You're a former athletics director, now an assistant principal. Yeah. If you don't do well in the classroom, you're not going to play.
Exactly.
When you talk about North Charleston High School, what are things that you guys are working on? Anything that you're hanging your hat on right now? Something that you might be doing extracurricular that the school is proud of at this time?
So right now we're really pushing for our College Career Ready, CCR. and we're really focusing on our athletes, but also our students for that CTE certification.
Yep.
As you know, a CCR for our students right now. So that's really something big we push for, because it really helps out with our school report card.
And while I miss Attaway Hinson Field, I know that's a big, big addition to have that school across the street that you can kind of work in cahoots with.
Exactly. I mean, that really produces, you know, an atmosphere where students can get job experiences within the close area for corporations and jobs within the Charleston area to really drive that.
That's Nate Pearson. He's the assistant principal here at North Charleston High School. We thank him for joining us, and congratulations on all the success of North Charleston High School right now. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the Doctor's Implants Halftime Report, empowering people through full mouth dental implants.
Brian Miller from Rapid Repairs joining us now. They are the presenting sponsor of free throws here on High School Hoops. Why jump in? This is a pretty cool partnership to have. What made it a draw for you guys?
Great question, Sky. Thanks for having me. No pun intended, jumping in for High School Hoops. We love our community. We love high school sports, and we love the hoops. So we felt it was a great opportunity to give back to the low country sports.
I know we were just talking that you're a James Island guy. How many good memories come back to you when you think about those high school days?
I tell you what, high school was some of the best years of my life. You know, between playing sports all year long, the friendships I've still fostered to this day, as well as the outreach in the community I've had the benefit of impacting. Rapid
Repairs, what could people call you for? What do you represent as a company?
We are a home repair company. If anybody needs electrical repairs or home repairs, please call us at Rapid Repairs.
Awesome. That's Brian Miller from Rapid Repair. They are the presenting sponsor of free throws here on High School Hoops.
Welcome you back into the back end. The Dental's Implant halftime report with 25-23 Cougars start. All because of that young man, Ethan Coben Willis. A lot of highlights from him. Game high 12 from R.J. Watson. Scotty, what really stood out to you that first half?
I thought Watson kind of lived up to the billing. And the other thing that stood out to me is that last sequence at the end really shifted the momentum to North Charleston. I felt like the foul, the technical, everything kind of shifted. It was a good time for halftime for the Philip Simmons Iron Horses because they were able to kind of settle down and regroup. And now we'll see how both teams come out in the second half.
The R.J. Watson show, and I felt like North Charleston got a lot of help from the supporting cast around Marco Simpson. Simpson had 5, but 3 threes from Willis up to 9. We saw that deep 3 from Marcus Simmons, and we're underway here in the second half.
Yeah, Coben Willis opened up and just asserted himself, and now you know you've got to guard him, but that opens up other guys. And he didn't score after that, but it wasn't a big deal. North Charleston still was able to run their offense and do well and just opened up other people, and that is a really deep shot.
Yeah, rebounded by Carlio Jenkins, the young man who was hit with those 2 late fouls. He's got just those 2. He's so crucial to their front court. As Watson says, don't need the screen. I'll take care of business myself. He evens the score. 2 more West Shore home points. He's up to 14. He just looks like it's in slow motion for him.
Great first step for him. The first step, he was fast. He blazed past his guy, and then he had the elevation to get it right towards the rim. Nobody was going to block it. Really, really nice. And here's our points in the paint and rebounds kept by my dad sitting next to me. North Charleston leading Philip Simmons 25-23. Now it's 25-25. 10 points in the paint for Philip Simmons compared to 6 for North Charleston. As far as the rebound game, Philip Simmons has got that 12-9, but the only number that mattered, North Charleston leading at the half, but again, that number doesn't matter anymore because we are all tied up at 25 right now.
We appreciate the best statistician in the Low Country for helping us out. Those numbers kind of, I don't know, stand out to you a little bit. I think it'll be really interesting when you talked about this matchup. Felt like North Charleston, from a size perspective, kind of dominating the front court with Michael Jordan, large looming figure, whereas Philip Simmons is kind of more roll call to the basketball, as it's kind of a team effort on the glass. Anything stand out to you there?
No question about it. And, you know, I think Carlio Jenkins has a lot to do with that. He's just kind of a tough guy underneath, and he had a couple of rebounds that he pulled down. And, yeah, you know, really just an even first half. Both teams had spurts. Both teams played pretty well. It really was just a well-played first half, nice and quick.
How about the finish from Honorary Grant? Great find from Simpson. Back-to-back turnovers that leads to a bucket. Some more West Shore home points as Cogshaw couldn't keep it in bounds. This time on the other end down, it's Michael Mack looking for something on the inside. They go back to Cogshaw. Beautiful floater. Extend the lead too.
Cogshaw kind of the do-it-everything, but going back to Honorary Grant, who had the first bucket there by North Charleston, he is the guy that Tony Edey loves, the personality. He's got the flair. They need him to do well. He says he never misses a practice. He's an all-around player. Any coach would love to have him.
Said he's an excellent student as well. Great grades in the classroom. He's a quiet person. Does it from his actions. There's nothing quiet about this big guy's game. Michael Jordan, he keeps the ball alive. And on cue, Honorary Grant, he must have been listening to you.
No question about it. And those guys are the guys that you need as a coach, because you don't want to worry about 12 guys on your team. You might have to worry about 2 or 3, but you need guys that you don't have to worry. You know they're going to do their job, especially in the classroom.
Philip Simmons utilizing the float piece. Another one from Carlio Jenkins. His first field goal of the game. He evens it back up. More about Honorary Grant, too. Like, when you talk about him as a young man, that's kind of a recipient of that, right? I mean, he's averaging 7, 3, 3, and 3.
Yeah.
He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Stat sheet stuffer. He's not tall. He's not big. He doesn't stand out on the court. But at the end of the game, he's the guy that makes it different for you. And that's a guy that, you know, you look at him and go, at the end of the game, if we win, he probably had a nice game.
Fair to say Robert Watson's having a nice game. Up to 16, he's got 4 rebounds as well. Big number 3. Again, too, like, you can't really tell if he's having a good game. Like, so solemn in his facial expression.
Yep.
Never gets too high, never gets too low.
Even keel guy, and those are the perfect leaders for a team. Because when an even keel guy keeps that in a bad time of the game. If you're slumping, other guys kind of pick up on that, and they follow his personality. So if they could all stay even keel, it's a lot easier to get back into a game. You don't want the adrenaline pumping all the time.
It's mid-range jumper from Watson won't go, but the rebound on the offensive glass is Michael Mack. Another turnover from Philip Simmons as it's Marco Simpson finding Willis in the corner. Off of the iron and brought down by Michael Mack yet again.
Ethan Coben-Willis has kind of gone cold here now, but you got to keep shooting. Natural shooters have to keep shooting. We said it last week and say it again. Coggeshall in a perfect spot to grab that rebound and put that.
Great head fake to get Michael Jordan in the air. Coggeshall, really smart play. He's got 5.
A lot of this is so fundamental. You have to have good fundamentals, and that was the perfect fundamental play. Being in the right place at the right time, grabbing the rebound, pump fake, basket. It's just textbook. It's exactly how you want a guy to play. They weren't in a set play. He just played good basketball there and grabbed it.
Coggeshall yet again going right at Jordan. Finds Peterson. Ball movement. They move it to Carleo Jenkins. Can't get it to go. But how about the third offensive rebound and a half from Michael Mack? He finds Coggeshall in the corner. Can't get it to go.
Shots aren't falling like they were falling at the beginning of the game, but it's still a really well-played game all around. And it hasn't gotten ugly or chippy or anything like that. And those shots are going to start to fall. You know, teams are so streaky. It just comes and goes.
He's gotten off to a great start in the second half. Pinball wizard underneath the hoop. As Michael Jordan and Carleo Jenkins fighting for the board. We'll send us to our first immediate timeout of the second half. Robert Watson at halftime break didn't slow him down a bit. He's got 16. He's got the Iron Horses out in front. We head to our first immediate timeout. Take a look at the legendary Tony Eady. North Charleston Cougars, they're 10-8 on the season, 3-0 in conference. They trail tonight by just 4, but down to the wire. A couple of close battle-tested losses with Bishop England. Tony Eady has got his team fighting for their lives tonight, trying to put himself in the driver's seat. And there he goes. There goes that man, Ethan Coben-Willis, after a little bit of a cold streak. Knocks down his 4th. Mr. Sparky's 3 of the night.
Got to keep shooting if you're a shooter, and that's exactly what he did. Didn't lose confidence, hasn't changed his perspective at all. Just keep shooting the ball. You're a shooter, they're going to go. And it's obvious, he loves the corner 3. I mean, doesn't matter what side he's on, he loves the corner 3.
Coggeshall laid out on the closeout. Appreciate the replay. And how about Simpson on the other end?
Really nice defensive play by Coggeshall. After he had it swiped, he knew right to go back on defense, didn't let him go in for an uncontested layup.
Flashed like a bolt of lightning. He misses the lay, but Tyrell Gadsden with his first 2 points and that really nice mid-range jumper. cut that deficit back to 1. We'll get another great replay look. And my thumbs up, guys.
Yep, you see Cockshaw, he just doesn't let him go in uncontested. He knows that he's there. It wasn't like he had to get a hand in there, but he knew there was somebody right there. It just takes your concentration off an easy lay-in.
Nice hands to poke it loose from Gadsden. Gadsden did a great job of keeping with it. Whatever was said during that media timeout from Edie's group, a quick 5-0 run.
Gadsden's a guy that is used to the spotlight. He's used to the ball being in his hands. He plays quarterback for this Cougars football team.
Well, you said his name, he listened.
Yep.
Looked like a linebacker on that play as he slid in and took the charge. That'll be Robert Watson, I believe, just first on it.
Yeah, not in foul trouble at all, but you could tell he was not happy about that call. He didn't feel like Gadsden had his place set, but it is what it is, and the refs have done, like you said, a nice job, and you don't want to argue it. We've already seen a technical tonight. You certainly don't want one now in a one-point game. The worst thing you could do is give 3 points to the other team.
Gadsden's got free reign to shoot, it feels like, any time he steps over half court. We don't have a ton of West Shore home points in the paint tonight, because these teams have loved to light it up, and on Q and I's broadcast for Jinx, Robert Watson's up to 18. And you know what? Marco Simpson says, hey, Jeff, let's get me involved a little bit as well, too. He's got 7, and with an immediate answer.
It's just a game of runs, quick runs. It's not long, extended runs, but it's almost like tick for tat, back and forth, which is a great basketball game to watch and to call. That's exactly what you want to see, because it's going to come down to the final possession, at least you hope. Or our advertisers hope.
There you go.
Keep all the eyes.
Well, we told you a season ago it came down to a buzzer beater. Look how just patient. Nice Euro. He finishes with the left hand on the complete other end. The acrobatic finish from Marco Simpson. You can see why Tony Edie said, man, this kid's got the legit stuff to play at the next level.
Yeah, that's what you got to have is those guys, and he's done exactly what Edie said he was going to do. That's a heck of a move, although we didn't get the finish from Micah Mack. But Micah Mack's biggest contributions have certainly been on the boards, Jeff.
Without question, he's already got 7 rebounds. As Xavier Capers checks in the game, fights that loose ball. Raymond Middleton's on the beneficiary of the hustle from Xavier Capers. Middleton's got 3. North Charleston with a 3-point lead. Back and forth, tick for tat. Took the words out of my mouth. This game has been like a sickness. It's been contagious. Scoring droughts on both sides. They both start to light it up at the same time.
Yep.
But these 50-50 plays, that could be the key difference in who's going to walk away with the W tonight.
And Middleton's a name that you're going to hear for a time to come. He's only a freshman. He certainly doesn't have the body of a freshman. He's got some size to him. 6'2", 165.
Look at the demeanor, right in the mug of Robert Watson. You think he plays like a freshman? The confidence, the swagger.
That's the thing. In high school, if you've got that confidence and swagger, it doesn't matter what year you are. You just have to have that confidence. The other team doesn't know that he's a freshman.
Every team needs it as Peterson is going to find Micah Mack at the elbow. They kick it back out to Cario Jenkins. Robert Watson will slow the offense. A little upperclassman on the underclassman. Senior on freshman. Great pass to the corner from Cogshaw won't go. And Willis will come down on the defensive board. A big stop. As how about the step back from way deep? A little sporadic at the end of the half. Simpson thought he was fouled, to no avail. How about the run from North Charleston? They win the quarter by a point. Don't go anywhere. We got 8 minutes to decide who's going to seed themselves at first at the top of this region. North Charleston with a 3-point lead, and we'll come right back. Welcome you back into North Charleston High School. It's Willow Gray Opportunity School Hoops, driven by Cruz Chevrolet on Rivers. You got a friend in the car business. I got to tell you, Tony Edie animated during that break. Played a really clean quarter of basketball. Kind of looks like they're down. Set about 3, and they got 8 minutes to go.
You got to keep them hot on their feet. And then on the other side, Garrett Campbell, super composed. He came out to center court with his assistant coach, Cameron Evans, who we've featured on Sports 4 before. He's the gentleman in the purple shirt and the wheelchair at the end of the bench there at Philip Simmons. Had a back injury, a spinal injury years ago, and he's done an amazing job as a coach at both Hanahan and now at Philip Simmons. And he is truly Garrett Campbell's right-hand man, because there isn't another assistant coach. Tony Edie's got 4, Garrett Campbell's got 1.
That deep 3, it's been just that kind of night for Ethan Coben-Willis. Who needs 2? 3's worth more. That's his 5th 3 of the night. Philip Simmons looking to answer. How about the absolute? Tried to attempt poster from Carlio Jenkins. Mack on the offensive glass keeps it alive. Acrobatic finesse shot at the rim. Can't get it to go, but Mack will be fouled. He's heading to the charity stripe after immaculate offensive rebounding.
I mean, Mack was an absolute monster under there. That's 11 rebounds on the night for Mack. I mean, he is just relentless under there. And he's not like he's 6'9". He's not that tall, but he's just athletic, fearless, and relentless. And there's Cameron Evans, who we spoke about. Great guy. The story that we did on him, I think it was about 2 years ago, got a ton of traction. So much respect from other coaches in the area. Works his butt off in Berkeley County schools, and man, just awesome to see him succeeding as a coach, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him as a head coach one of these days.
Coach Campbell said he's a brilliant basketball mind. That's without question. That's why he's on his staff. Maybe even better relationship builder, and I think that's why he'll sneak in so nicely as a head coach.
It's all about relationships, and that's what Garrett Campbell said. He learned that from Bobby Cremins, and he learned that from Ronnie Dupree. He said the one thing that he loved that Ronnie Dupree did, whether a guy had a good game or a bad game, Ronnie Dupree wouldn't call him out in front of the team. He'd call him or he'd text him later and talk things over. Let's talk it over. You were great tonight. He was not afraid to tell a guy, you're great tonight. Or if a guy struggled, he wasn't calling him out in front of the team. He took it individually.
What a tough finish at the rim from Richard Hazel III. Had the foul on the other end. He's getting really quality minutes. He's averaging 6 and 4 a night. He's already surpassed those numbers. Looks like we're going to have an out of bounds on the sidelines. But take another look. Great find from Capers to rise above Carlo Jenkins.
Yeah, it's not time to press right now if you're Philip Simmons, but you certainly have to be acutely aware of the scoreboard. This is the most they've been down by all night long, so you really got to dig yourself back into it, get a couple of buckets. You don't want to extend the lead to double digits. It's really hard to erase a double-digit deficit.
Great box out on the other end by Marco Simpson, as you saw Cogshaw chasing out of bounds. The 3 for Travarius Walker won't go. Titus Peterson will check back in for him. He mentioned no time to panic. Still 6:40 to go as Capers checks out. Honorary Grant will check back in.
But like we've said, there's not a lot of stoppages of play in this game. And remember, you don't have a shot clock in South Carolina. So it is, you know, a team can sit on the ball as we're watching right now. It's not difficult to sit on the ball and milk a minute off the clock. And it's funny, I was on Facebook the other night, and Quentin Hollis, who's the head coach at Oceanside, posted on there, we need a shot clock in South Carolina now. And he got a ton of responses with people backing him up.
3 from Jenkins won't go. A little bit of a scoring drought offensively. This is a team that's averaging close to 60 a night, well under that mark, as North Charleston has played some of the best defense they've showcased all season. These are the 2 superstars, Watson in the chest and Marco Simpson. A fadeaway won't go. Who else? Micah Mack with his 12th rebound of the night.
Amazing. No points, 12 rebounds, and that was a great look just now to Watson.
Great finish, maybe even better find from Carlio Jenkins. Robert Watson doing everything he can. He's got 20 of Philip Simmons' 38 tonight.
Yeah. Full court effort for him, offensively, defensively, leadership to the bench. He's just kind of done it all and done exactly what Garrett Campbell described him as doing.
We're going to get a quick whistle. I'm not sure if it's a timeout from Tony Edie. We've got 5:15 to go, but it looked like he was almost going to throw an alley-oop, precision pass from Jenkins that led to a quick 2. This points on the break brought to you by West Shore Home.
Yeah, there's a feeling around Philip Simmons that they are winners. You know, it trickles down from football. Football had a great year last year, a great year this year, although a loss to Hanahan ended their region title hopes. But Garrett Campbell says, when you win the Carlisle Cups and you win the regions in football, it just trickles down.
A standard of greatness and winning. Andre Grant proving to be that guy tonight. He's got 8. How about Cogshaw at the rim? Great layup to get it back to a 5-point deficit. And Tony Edie is irate.
Tony Edie got down there. His 40 time must have been pretty quick because he ran out on the court.
A little defensive miscommunication as you saw Raymond Middleton. He's almost playing boxing 1 defense right now on Robert Watson. That was an irate, animated Tony Edie. I think it might be the quickest 40 we've seen from that pitch this season.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's the birthday sprint. He's got to run off the birthday cake he ate earlier in the day. But you know what? He was also very complimentary to his players. He also tapped a couple on the head. He's not a he's emphatic and enigmatic, but he's not a yeller. He's not going out there and yelling at guys. He's just an exuberant personality. And look, he's a winner. There's no question. Tony Edie's always been a winner. He has brought a state championship 1997 back to North Charleston High School. Truly the glory days. He says he'd love to see the gyms filled like they were back then, especially when they played Burke and they went on some runs. There have been some great athletes to come out of North Charleston High School over the years.
What an athlete is Mike Mack. He pulls down his 12th rebound. Philip Simmons on the attack as Marco Simpson's going to get hit with his 2nd foul. He upset, got to be careful of warranting a technical foul. As, to your point, we've only had 4 fouls in the second half. This officiating crew is doing a great job of letting these region foes really play this thing out.
That's what you want to see them play it out. And it's funny because he looked at us like we were making the call. He threw us the eyes. And I'm like, dude, I don't have that capability.
No zebra shirt over on the broadcast as Robert Watson dives in. Raymond Middleton. Looks like they're going to get him on the foul. Robert Watson himself kicked out to Cogshaw. Cogshaw knocked on the 3rd. Watson's like, let us play it through. You just said we would play it through.
Yeah, I mean, Watson looked like he was almost in the act of shooting on that one. He wasn't, but he had gone up like he was almost in the act of shooting. That would have put him on the line for 2, but Garrett Campbell now could set up something in the half court.
On cue with 4:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Garrett Campbell draws up a play to find Titus Peterson in the corner. He immediately called a timeout, didn't like what he saw. A 5-point deficit. This is, to your point, no time to panic, but every possession without question sure matters a whole lot.
Yeah, 5-point game, that's 2 quick shots. That's easy. 5 points is not a big thing, but when you're looking at all the stats, the one thing that just really stands out to me, Mike Mack, 13 rebounds is just a, we had a little tumble from our tumbler right in front of us, but Mike Mack's 13 rebounds is, that's absolutely keeping Philip Simmons in, and there's our tumbler again.
There it is.
Landed on the feet, landed on the feet. It's all about the landing. Doesn't matter what happens in between, all about the landing.
What we've got on the hardwood is unbelievable, but there is a true cheerleader battle going on behind the scenes. We'll make sure to show you coming out of our next media timeout. They're bringing the juice. The boys on the hardwood are bringing it. We are as well. Jack Longshot alongside Scotty Eisberg. And it has been a treat to watch this young man play tonight. Robert Watson's going to draw the foul on what could be, nope, it's not going to be on Raymond Middleton. It's going to be on Andre Grant. That's his 3rd. Middleton was scared. He's done a great job on the on-ball defense in the second half. Middleton's got 3. He was worried it was going to be his 4th.
And that's one advantage that Tony Edie has, is he goes deep on his bench. He'll play, 10 guys deep, so he can throw other people out there. It's not like he's relying on 5 guys to stay out there. He can go relatively deep, and he said he's confident right down the line.
North Charleston showing a double to Watson. He wisely finds his man in the corner. Cogshaw just barely can't get it to fall. North Charleston will sustain that 5-point lead. A little surprise on our end as well. You saw Garrett Campbell before that inbounds play. Surprised, upset that it wasn't a continuation. Thought Watson should have been heading to the line. I thought so as well. I misspoke and said it was rapid repair free throw. Let's see if we'll get some now. Wait the call. No! The most electric play in basketball. The charge.
That's 4 fouls on Honoree Grant right there.
The do-it-all point guard's got 4 with 3:39 to go. It's 5-point lead for the home squad. Honoree Grant, he stepped up his game in the second half. Can they hold on? 3:39 to go, we'll find out. It's the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School Hoop driven by Cruz Chevrolet, but how about the cheerleaders showing out? Some tumbling from the North Charleston and Philip Simmons cheer squad. They brought incredible energy all night long. Historic North Charleston High School.
And most importantly, they didn't knock over our table. I was a little worried about that, but thankfully we're all up here upright.
Thank goodness they're better athletes than you and I, Scotty.
Correct. Oh, you're a D1 athlete.
Washed up now. How about this dude, though? No washed up about this young man's game. The second effort for Titus Peterson won't go, but a Micah Mack 14th rebound of the game. And they're unable to capitalize. Unable to capitalize with a really nice mid-range shot from Honoree Grant. And there's another scoring drop going on right now, too.
Great look right there. Pass of the night. Watson to Cogshaw. Just no look. Perfect pass to a cutting Cogshaw, who just seems to be in the right position all the time. Several times tonight, he's just been in the right spot, makes a nice back cut, scores the bucket. Here we are, a 3-point game with 3 to play.
Look at it, so smart.
Just so smooth, look at that. Oh, just beautiful.
No look, you saw Tony Edie in the background looking for a push off to me. That's just Robert Watson saying, all right, you guys are playing checkers, I'm playing chess. Sees the play before it even happens. Doing the mental math in my head, I believe that's Watson's 3rd assist of the game to go with his 20 points. Cogshaw's up to 7, and it felt like a much-needed bucket as we were experiencing about a 2-minute scoring drill.
Nice flinger right there, nice move by, whoa!
I was going to say, they're going to get it on Carlio Jenkins or Robert Watson on a little off-ball screen.
It was Carlio Jenkins for sure, and it was like Marco Simpson ran into a brick wall. He didn't know what was coming and just ran into a brick wall right there.
You can see Marco Simpson having a laugh.
Here it is. He's running there. Boom.
I was going to say.
Yeah, that is.
Carlio Jenkins just saying, hey, I'm too big, too strong, can't penalize for me that. That's the second team foul in the 4th quarter as the South Carolina High School League has gone to the NBA model. They reset the fouls each quarter. The bonus will be at 6. North Charleston's got 5, and they're moving the ball well. 3-point lead with 2.5 to go. We got another barn burner in our hands. similar to a year ago. And how about the move from Richard Hazel III? He's got 9, maybe two more bigger than that one.
Tremendous rebound right there by Owen Jenkins, 6'5". Hasn't played a ton tonight, but that was his biggest rebound of the night.
Cogshaw, you said it, right place at the right time. He fights for the rebound. He won't get a rebound for it, but that second chance effort will maintain possession for the Iron Horses.
And that's all you need is that second possession. They've got it, so.
How about the Euro, though, on that Will Gray replay?
You love the Euro step. You love the Euro step.
So pretty. It's Owen Jenkins checking in for just the second time tonight. They isolate the floor. Raymond Middleton, who's done a great job defensively in the second half, but a great pass from Watson. He gets the rebound. Bodies on the floor. They keep the ball alive. Swing pass to Watson in the corner. Can he get this three to go? He won't, but Cogshaw yet again. 4 offensive rebounds on the possession. Carlio Jenkins with the left hand. It looks like they're going to get Simpson on a continuation and 2 huge points in the paint for Carlio Jenkins.
No question about it. When heart and soul has to show up is in the last 5 minutes of a game, and he is doing that. Just a big play right there. That's a big man take to the basket. Drew it, and look at that. Drew the foul, kept going, got it in. The three-point play here would be tremendously big for Philip Simmons.
The 3rd foul on Marco Simpson. With a minute and a half to go, something to keep an eye on. Garrett Campbell's going to go a little offense to defense. He'll check back in Titus Peterson and Micah Mack.
So important to have Micah Mack. When you've got a guy that has 13 rebounds, you need every potential rebound. And I know he's not a scorer, but you need a rebounder.
3 the old-fashioned way won't go as Jenkins misses left, and that would have to repair a free throw. Middleton coming off the ball screen. We'll find Grant. Minute and a half to go, and you'll see North Charleston start to slow things down. Tony wants to have a conversation about it. 47-44, the minute 23. Seriously, you can't script it. A season ago, high school hoops had it in Philip Simmons' gym. Came down to a buzzer beater. Beautiful inbound layup play drawn up by Garrett Campbell. And North Charleston flipped the script.
That's the question. Tony Edie's always got something up his sleeve, and we've got some great games up our sleeve. And I'm excited for tomorrow night. You talk about a great ball game. Lucy Beckham, James Island, that has turned into an outstanding rivalry over on the island tomorrow. Great friends now facing off as head coaches. Andrew Glover, 4th year at Beckham, and Travis Smith, 1st year at James Island. He is the guy who came up under the wing of John Pearson at Porter Goud and now has his own team. I am looking forward to that one tomorrow night, Jack.
And we don't have to wait a week. Come on, I'll see you in 24 hours. Let's get this thing going.
I know.
Nowhere else we'd rather be. A minute and some change left. Let's see if Tony Edie is going to draw up something. What would you do in this spot? Minute 20 to go. You go ultra aggressive. You go that full quarter
I
offense.
try to kill some time. I do. I try to kill some time here. Kill some clock. You've got that advantage with a lead right now. I try to take some time off the clock.
Looks like they'll do that. A little double screen at the top. They'll hedge it with Cogshaw. Willis will move the ball around the perimeter. That backcourt's been so good all night. Grant finds Middleton. How about the freshman? He's done it on the defensive side of the floor. He hasn't gotten a ton of minutes this year, but how about 5 huge points from the underclassmen, the freshman Raymond Middleton.
That's a tremendous play when they ran into that motion offense. He followed it perfectly and laid it in. I mean, that's the kind of situation where you can't always trust a freshman, but you can trust him right there. He got the job done, laid it in, and that's a big basket to get it back up to 5 points. And our cheerleaders are going back at it. They're going, I think Philip Simmons, they're saying, hey, we want to hear more. We need to hear louder. I can't hear you. Earlier, the Philip Simmons cheerleaders had the newspapers up. They were doing the, I'm not watching you, I'm reading my newspaper, which is, it's kind of been done. You know, that's been done before, but it's always fun. Always gets a reaction from the crowds.
Philip Simmons showing, hey, we can hear you a little bit.
Yeah.
You said Tony Edie wanted to see this place packed up. Well,
yeah,
these cheerleaders have brought enough energy for what seems like a couple thousand.
I'll tell you what, when I mean, when I got here in Charleston 17, 18 years ago, there were some great, great nights in this gym. When Burke came and they had Deljavon Simmons and they had some guys who were just all-out players, and Tony Edie had Denzel Myers, who's sitting right behind him, and Corey Washington. There were so many people in here, they just had to, like, stop it. The fire marshal finally said stop it. Would love to get it back to those days, and I think it'll happen quickly. If they make a push towards the state title, it's going to happen quickly.
With budding superstars and Marco Simpson and Andre Grant. The young man Raymond Middleton has been just as much of an X factor as the backcourt studs. Under the minute mark, Robert Watson kicks out and finds Peterson. The Iron Horses desperately need a basket on this possession. They put it in the hands of their superstar. They can't do it. But how about another rebound? Another one. He takes a shot to the head. It looks like he got an elbow high on Marco Simpson. That'll be Simpson's fourth, and if I believe so, the 15th rebound from Micah Mack.
Just an incredible play. Now you got to hit the foul shots. You've got points that you could have without the clock ticking. That's what you need when you're down 5. You need to hit the shots, but he wouldn't have those shots if he hadn't gone up and grabbed that rebound. So a tremendous, tremendous hustle play right there, grabbing the rebound, securing it, and getting fouled. He seems to be fine. The ref checked on him, make sure he's not seeing 4 of the hoop in front of him. He seems to be seeing 1, so we'll see him shoot some free throws right now. Pressure free throws, this is what it's all about. On the line, under a minute to play, on TV, region game, 2 undefeated teams.
He's 1 for 2 from the line tonight. The first one will go off the right side of the rim. Marco Simpson's talking to him at the line. It looks like Garrett Campbell's going to want a timeout if Mack will knock down the second. Southpaw steps up, looking to cut this deficit to 4. Unable to get the second rapid repair free throw to go, and it'll be rebounded by Michael Jordan.
Now you got to start thinking about fouling him quick.
Ooh, holds his ground, but Mack's going to get caught on the reach-in. Just his first of the contest. Unable to get the 2 free throws to go. Garrett Campbell looks on with just 33 seconds left. And you got to imagine they're going to foul almost immediately.
Yeah, you have to foul right now. Those 5 points, you know, North Charleston is not lights out from the free throw line, so you take that risk. You just got to get him to the line and try to get possessions. That's all you can do. Although it looks like he's playing straight up defense right now, which surprises me.
I was going to say,
you can't really pick your guy that you're going to foul at this point. You just got to foul.
Well, it looks like they're calling for it as Middleton's going to get trapped in the corner.
And Tony Edie got a timeout before the foul was called. That was, what, 19 wasted seconds or 16?
13, 33 was when they inbounded. It looked like Garrett Campbell wanted to call for one early.
Well, Carlio Jenkins was trying. It seemed like he was trying to foul, and he just wasn't getting the foul. Tony Edie got a timeout called, but Carlio Jenkins was definitely trying to foul that situation.
See the fans here at North Charleston High going bonkers. There's 20 seconds away. They'll continue a 4-0 region play streak. Their best start to the region in close to half a decade.
Philip Simmons only has 3 fouls, so you got to get an it's behind. It puts you behind the 8 ball at this point if you don't foul enough during the during the quarter.
It looked like they trusted Robert Watson enough as they're able to get Andre Grant. His time is ticking. Watson got there late, but still down 5, 2 possessions. And to your point, they're still going to have to foul 2 more times.
Yeah. You know, you don't want to just foul because you don't plan on being in this situation, but you know, you just got to foul quick. I mean, that's the bottom line. If you can foul him here in a second, the game changes when North Charleston goes to the line. And you probably want to avoid fouling Coben Willis if you can, because he's their best free throw shooter. But that being said, you foul who you can, and you got to avoid any type of a flagrant foul. And that, you know, that wasn't a flagrant, but it was close.
It was close as Raymond Middleton heads to the scorer's table to check in. That one will do it. It will send Andre Grant to the line. Grant's been so good tonight. He's up to 8, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's been playing with those 4 fouls since about 5 minutes ago in the 4th quarter. The senior point guard has showcased such incredible leadership to keep his team in it. I don't think a ton of people gave this Cougar team a great shot as pisses it off the glass. Come on.
Well, this is the key one. If you hit this one, it makes it a 3-possession game. That's more than insurmountable at that point. I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, but not many. This is a tremendous one.
Calm, cool, collected, can't get it to go. Jenkins will gather.
Now you got to run fast, hit a 3, and foul immediately.
I was going to say he'll push. That's Mack up against the rim, and that should do it. Time will tick down. Jenkins will foul with just a second to go. A tenth of a second to be precise.
That's a heck of a win for North Charleston right here on their home court. To do that and start the region like this, that is a tremendous win. And, Marco Simpson's kind of giving a stare down to Philip Simmons. There's no reason at this point. We've had a really, really clean game, and there is Mack. He is fully cramped up under the other basket. He is completely cramped, can't move his leg. And you know what? With 15 rebounds on the night, you know why he's cramped up. He just can't move that leg right now. He is laying under the basket, cramped up.
The next time that these two meet, Garrett Campbell's squad will have them ready to rumble. This is a talented senior-led group. Unbelievable night. You mentioned from Micah Mack, up to 15 rebounds, 20 from Robert Watson. But you have to talk about what Tony Eady's squad brought to the table tonight. Backs up against the wall. They're 10-8. They'll move to 11-8 with this win. They remain undefeated. The backcourt was spectacular. Marco Simpson with this free throw will have 9. But Raymond Middleton with maybe the game of the night with his on-ball defense of Robert Watson, just 5 points. But in the second half, limited Robert Watson just 4 in the second half.
Yeah, Robert Watson missed a couple shots. They were all contested shots. Nothing was wide open. One heck of a game we saw tonight here, Jack.
Still no smile yet from Tony Eady, but don't go anywhere. When we come right back, Scotty Eisberg will interview the winning team, the North Charleston Cougars, the home squad. They win, stay undefeated in the region with a 51-44 victory.
Scotty, you and I'll walk in.
Welcome me back in to North Charleston High School. Tonight's trophy, Scholar Athlete plaques at the end of the season, are provided by All-American Awards, helping Charleston recognize excellence since 1993. And that young man was excellent tonight. Tonight's player of the game, the Holy City Heating and Air player of the game, was Ethan Coben-Willis. Those 5 3-pointers, he had 15. The marksman, he provided solutions for every season, just like Holy City Heating and Air. We'll kick it down to Scott Eisberg. A 51-44 victory. They remain undefeated in region play. Tony Eady's squad's feeling good. Scotty with the Cougars.
Jack, thank you so much. We are here with the winners tonight, the North Charleston Cougars. Head coach Tony Eady. Congratulations, Ethan Coben-Willis. He is our player of the game. And let's bring in Tony Eady. Tony, first of all, that's your birthday present. Happy birthday! Tony, to start out the region like this, to be undefeated in the region and to win this game tonight on TV, how big was that for you guys?
Oh, huge, man. I had butterflies all day. Didn't sleep well last night. So, our whole mission this year is to win the region. And this is a very, very good start. So I'm very proud of these guys, man, these coaches and these fans, man, to be where we're at right now.
Ethan comes out, bang, 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 3 straight threes. How big was that just to set the momentum tonight, to set it and say, we're here to play and we're hitting some shots?
Most of the time we try to get Ethan going very quickly, but Coach Denzel Myers said Ethan was going to hit 7 threes tonight, and he started off really well, so that was very big for us tonight.
When you look at this team, and you know that Philip Simmons is your tough competition in the region, to hang on there, to win, to do everything you needed to do, everything you said on the phone this week, how proud are you of this group?
This group right here, we started really tough. The first part of the season was tough, but these guys band together, they band together, they came together, they're playing as a family, they're playing as brothers, so I am very, 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 very proud of this group right now, yes.
And this is win 501 for you on the career, and I know there's a big one on Saturday night. It just doesn't get bigger for you, the Burke Bulldogs.
Exactly. We try to not focus on Burke, but, it's coming. We know it's coming, but we needed this one tonight, and then we'll take care of, that other business on Saturday night. But very proud of this organization, man.
All right, congratulations to the North Charleston Cougars, winners here on High School Hoops.
When I say North, you say Charleston, North.
You don't think this game meant something to North Charleston? They're still celebrating. We say thank you to our promotional sponsors, Will Lou Gray, Cruz Chevrolet. And we'll let North Charleston's chance take us home. Doctor's Implants, Mr. Sparky, Rapid Repairs, Holy City Heating and Air, West Shore Home. As the Cougs, they dash for the locker room. What an unbelievable night. We say thank you to everyone who makes these games possible, as the emotion, the passion for these student athletes, well, it speaks volumes. North Charleston with a 51-44 victory. Scotty, final thoughts.
Yeah, great performance by North Charleston. Just like Tony Eady said, they got the momentum heading into the Burke rivalry game. That's exactly what he wanted to see. And you know what, Jack? We get to do it all over again tomorrow night.
The Cougars, they remain undefeated in region play. We'll see in 24 hours.